Hey everybody, and good evening to you. It's been pretty dry here for the second half of today. The Fair and Fair First Alert Live radar not showing anything out there. Turning on the satellite, you can see the cloud cover out there. Some of these just high clouds, not super gloomy for everybody, but it was cloudier definitely for some of us today than others, and that kind of held our temperatures down a little bit. Looking at those temperatures right now, it is 8:06 on Sunday evening, already back down into the 60s here along the coast here from Hilton Head, Southside Savannah, and then even down to St. Simons, holding down in the upper 60s. Now inland, much warmer here just now. Some of us going under 80, looking at you guys over in Jessup. Another warm day on tap tomorrow, and there is going to be a better chance for those showers and thunderstorms, potentially getting a little strong for some of us coming up Monday afternoon. I'll have that for you here in a little bit. But let's look at what's going to happen here for the rest of this evening. Future radar here shows the potential for a few of these isolated little blips here. Notice most of that down in south central Georgia, going up toward middle Georgia. Nothing for us to really worry about, nothing that would potentially wake you up overnight, which is good news, of course. So going into the morning, looking okay, but what the model's picking up on here, sea fog, potentially could be right there along the coast. I know we actually got a picture down in St. Simons earlier of some from this afternoon. For the rest of this evening, though, we're looking pretty good if you still have plans that you need to get done before the work week, the school week. Get on out there in the morning. Looking at the potential there for some of that fog. Rain chance really under 20% at this point. Light breeze. And we're only going down to the mid 60s. It's going to be mild for us. A spring-like morning ahead on our Monday. So getting you out the door on Monday morning, not going to be an issue here other than some of that patchy fog potentially. But we will drop off into the mid 60s. That's well above average. And looking at the morning, you can see the fog depicted there. Pretty calm in the morning, and then warming up to the mid to upper 70s already by noon, with the breeze starting to pick up a little bit. Southerly wind coming up for us tomorrow, and that's going to assist a little bit in bringing in some moisture and from the south and a warmer air for some of these storms. Now, this is just the convective outlook. Of course, it goes on a scale of 1 to 5 on the threat for severe weather. Notice most of us here in the low country and the coastal empire, 1 out of 5, which is a marginal risk, but our extreme western communities, not quite including Vidalia, and that slight risk. Now, this is going to get updated overnight and tomorrow morning, so be sure you come back and get an update on that. And just because you're in one convective outlook area versus the other doesn't mean that you couldn't still have a stronger storm or two. So what are we looking at for our Monday afternoon? Well, of course, the further inland, the better chance here. How it's timing out, really, and I'll show you that in a second, would be the thunderstorms further inland could have the potential to be a little bit stronger mid-afternoon to late afternoon. So we're looking at areas that are, say, closer to Vidalia, Bullock County, possible there as well. So that looks like the more so the hot spot for the chance for some of these stronger storms for tomorrow. Now, speaking of the hot spot itself, check out these forecast highs. Of course, this is just model data, so it's going to be a little bit off. Not an official forecast here, but potentially up to the upper 80s south of the Omaha. That's pretty warm even for this time of the year. So there's definitely going to be some moisture. There's going to be some heat to work with. Now we're just looking at the dynamics of the atmosphere from the ground going up, and that's what's potentially going to bring in some of these stronger storms. So this is what we're looking at here for Monday. Most of the day, the first half anyways, will be dry. Check this out going through the morning here, 8:30 in the morning. We're all dry out there except some of that fog, but 2:30 still relatively dry. And then by 3 to 5, that's when we're going to start seeing some of this moisture, especially for our western communities. Now, this specific model and model run is kind of toning things down a little bit, which of course is what you want. You don't want to have severe weather, but we do need that rain for sure. But the potential is going to be there for some of these isolated downpours. And if you get some of these cells kind of out by themselves and they've got that moisture, that heat, they don't have to compete with other thunderstorms, that's when you could get the isolated damaging hail. You could get some bigger updrafts and maybe some small hail and some damaging wind. But this is all going to be isolated, not widespread. So that's Monday. But the thing is that we've got another chance of rain coming in on Tuesday as well. So if you don't get the rain Monday, not everybody will, just wanted to throw that out there as well. There is another chance coming up on our Tuesday. So fairly even coverage here for the next couple of days, starting Monday, Tuesday. We dry out Wednesday after a couple lingering showers early, but something that's really pretty consistent here throughout the work week is going to be those high temperatures near 80, if not just above it here, especially heading into the weekend. So we do have another chance for some rain coming up on Friday and then again on Sunday. These look relatively consistent here. and there is going to be rain around on Monday and Tuesday. At this point, it's just pinpointing exactly where that's going to be. We have that threat communicated to you guys with the isolated risk. That means maybe a couple communities out of the entire viewing area could see one of these stronger storms. The threat is there. It's just not going to be widespread, which is really good news because we do not want widespread strong thunderstorms. One or two possible rain. About half of us will get rain tomorrow. Another half get that rain on Tuesday. So that's forecast here. I'm going to have an update on the news at 11. If you guys are asking those questions on Facebook, I'm going to go and answer them for you. I hope you have a good rest of your evening and tune in for at 11 for another update.